What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 1 of the Cynical Pixel Show. My name is Josh.
And I'm Mike. You guys might remember us from the Shark and Pixel show on YouTube.
Yep.
And we decided to start a new podcast where we'll talk about games and news and reviews and try and bring you the best in gaming news.
Yeah, hopefully just a mixed bag of everything, and just hopefully we actually have more than 2 people listening to us right now. So
Well,
yeah, we'll give it a
uh,
shot and see what it happens.
well, before we go any further, we have to explain the name. So pretty much we were trying to think of names for this show forever, and everything was taken that we liked. So we thought we're awfully cynical, and it takes a lot to impress us nowadays. So we thought that cynical would work, and obviously pixels for the game reference. So
Yeah, exactly. I remember when we first started up the Shark and Pixel Show, like we were just talking about this before we started recording, and it was always like people talking about how how negative we always were, and we never even realized it. It was just like we were just speaking our minds about what we thought about games and certain, like especially with the E3 videos we did, and everyone's like, why are you guys so negative, so cynical? And it's like, well, we are, I guess.
it's because we're old and we've seen it all.
Yeah, we've been here since the beginning, and we see the negative decline of the industry, so to speak. Um,
So
I mean, try to find an instruction booklet in a game lately.
yeah, Vita games. We're looking at you
Yeah,
in your
exactly,
direction.
exactly. So, but yeah, so welcome, guys. Hopefully, you guys are gonna stick around, and hopefully, we put out some stuff that you are enjoying, and we're gonna, I think, eventually have a website and everything else dedicated to the show, where hopefully we'll have some forums where you guys can maybe leave some feedback for us, um, as well as just comments and everything else, so that if there's some stuff that we're doing that maybe you like, let us know. If maybe if some stuff that we're leaving out, whatever. I mean, obviously we're making this for people to listen to, so we're going to try to cover those bases and everything else. So but yeah, so we're going to kick it off with a segment that we always did in our YouTube videos, and that was what you playing. So I don't know, Mike, if you want to hit that up.
All right. Well, the game I've been playing the most on the 360 is definitely Kingdoms of Amalur: Reckoning. It's made by Great Big Games or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name, but I know Kurt Schilling was involved, and Todd McFarlane, and a bunch of heavy hitters. And it's a really good game. I'm really addicted to it. It's an RPG, but it has really good combat. That's really the best way to describe it. And the only thing that I'm not liking about it is that it's really easy, which is usually a good thing for me. But I mean, it's just a really easy game, and it just feels kind of generic. Like the world and the setting just feel like it's all been done before, and there's nothing really that sets it apart from other games. But the combat's amazing. The loot's really cool. A lot of the quests are kind of unremarkable, and they feel like they were just taken from other games. But I'm really liking it. I know I'll see it through to the end because it's just been tons of fun.
Yeah, you've been
And
you've been hitting that a lot. I mean, every time I sign on Xbox, I'm like, let's play hockey. You're like, no.
I know I'm busy killing orcs with my swords.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about that game. I mean, people who have given it a shot. I mean, I've been listening to other podcasts as well, and people have actually been talking about it. And I put it onto my GameFly list. Hopefully, I can get a copy just to try it out. It's not really my cup of tea, but I just want to see what people are talking about.
It feels like it's an RPG that was made for me because most of the time my problems with RPGs is the combat. Like in Skyrim, like I don't know, just mashing the right trigger gets old after a while.
Yeah.
And this one you get to really mix it up, and depending on what weapons you use, it totally changes the dynamic of the game. And yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's cool.
The other thing is I got a Vita.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, I was so excited for the Vita. Right when they announced it and called it the NGP, the Next Generation Portable,
Yeah.
I wanted it really bad just because it had the beautiful screen and the 2 sticks. So I went to Best Buy and I picked it up, and I got 4 games. I got Uncharted, Katamari, Dynasty Warriors, and Dungeon Hunter. Something I think it's called something like that. Pretty much, first impressions are the battery life's a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Not like the
The pri-
3DS.
yeah, the price of the memory cards really sucks. They're kind of expensive. I just picked up an 8 gig. I know the price will drop eventually. I'd love to get a 32, but They're like $100 right now, so fuck that.
Yeah, seriously.
The only thing I'm not liking about the Vita is it's really big.
Yeah.
The analog sticks aren't as high off as I wanted them to be, but I understand why they didn't do that because they want to be able to fit in your pocket and
Right.
not have the analog sticks getting caught on everything. So I do understand, but and also the rear touchscreen gets in the way sometimes. You'll be holding the system, and if you move your finger a little bit, it'll do something on the screen. Like on the Dungeon Hunters game, it like moves this fairy character that you have going around with you.
Hmm.
It's just kind of weird. There's two little spots on the back of the Vita where you're supposed to put your fingers so that that doesn't happen,
Right.
but my hands are way too big for that to feel comfortable. So, um,
That kind of goes back to a lot of the reasons why I'm not a huge fan of Sony products. I mean, I like their products, but like, I have a PS3, I have a PS2, I have a PSP. I mean, it's I think they're made for smaller hands. Like the controllers for all those systems always felt like miniature in my hands, and it kind of goes along with the same thing you just were saying about the Vita. Where it's
yeah, the
just
DualShock definitely feels a lot smaller and not as
yeah,
comfortable as like the 360 controller.
yeah, exactly. I
But
mean,
it's
it's
weird. Like back in like the PS2 days, I never had any complaints with it. But
I
like
see. I
now,
hated
like
it back then too.
like now that I've used like the 360 controller, yeah, it does seem a little bit small.
Yeah, that's why I
But
love my 360 so much. Yeah,
but yeah, that's pretty much it. Just Vita and Kingdoms of Amalur, really.
yeah, yeah. Um, I really haven't been hitting up anything like majorly awesome lately, to be honest with you. I mean, as far as like the current generation's concerned, I've been hitting up a lot of Saints Row the Third. Loving me some Saints Row as always. I mean,
It's a good game, yeah.
I'm a big fan of that series. Although I never did play the first one, but I mean the second one just grabbed me, and I had the third one from from release day. Um,
Yeah.
but that game is just so much fun because you can pick it up, do one mission, save it, and then turn it off. Like it's just a cool pickup game, even though it's a long storyline. You can still just do one mission at a time and then turn it off if you don't have that much time to play. The humor is friggin' amazing. It's like I may be 31, but like I act like a 5-year old, and like fart jokes make me laugh, and like any kind of like sexual jokes make me laugh, like,
Yeah.
and that game is just full of it. I mean, that whole series is full of stuff like that, and
That game gets what was fun about the early Grand Theft Auto games, you
exactly,
know.
exactly,
The
and
newer ones like Grand Theft Auto 4 just they're taking themselves too seriously.
yeah, and they're trying to just make like this epic game, and it's just like, dude, just don't, like you said, they're taking themselves too seriously. Like, just relax a little bit. This is a game. It's supposed to be fun. Have fun with it. And
Yeah.
that's what Saints Row accomplishes, I think. And so I've been hitting that up. I think I'm about 42% something like that done with the game. Of course, I'm not shooting for 100%. I'm just looking to kind of complete the storyline, um, but yeah, so I've been hitting up that a lot, and then well, what else have I been hitting? NHL 12, of course. I mean, that's like
Yeah, we're always on that.
yeah, that's constant.
I got my mojo back. You were beating me a couple times, but I'm back.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of pissed. I mean, I've been getting screwed lately, but that's all good though. I like how we go back and forth like trading because it used to kill me constantly. I mean, we like for anyone who doesn't know in the audience, we've been playing NHL games since what like '09
Yeah.
against each other on Xbox Live, and he used to just trash me every damn time. Like every time, it would just be like
Especially on 11.
7-0.
11 was bad.
I got yeah 11. I just kept getting crushed, and because I couldn't, it was such a big difference. We never played 10, so the
Yeah.
difference between 9 and 11 was like night and day.
Yeah, it was.
And you had it long before I had it, so like you got used to it quicker, and it was just like it'd be like 7. I used to end games saying like as long as I score a goal, I'm happy. Like I didn't care that I lost by 12. I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I scored one, and actually a lot of the times I never did. So, um, but yeah, NHL 12 I've been enjoying a lot of, and
It's a
I
good game.
actually I started diving into like playing strangers online, which is huge for me because I usually don't do that. Um,
Yeah,
and
that's true. You have been doing that.
yeah, and I actually give or take I'm like 50-50. Like I'll like win two and lose two or whatever, and but the fact that I can keep up with the competition is just like I'm just like so proud of that fact because
It's
I've
cool.
always been
Yeah.
so crappy at that series. But yes, that's pretty much it for the 360. As far as I can remember, I mean that's really all I've been hitting. Um, I've been hitting a lot of handheld stuff, which is really strange for me. I'm trying to think of what I've been doing lately. I got a 3DS, I guess, within the last what month or two. Um, so I've been hitting up a lot of games on there. I've been playing Super Mario 3D Land. I'm
You and I
trying.
were both impressed with the 3DS.
Oh God, yeah.
We were both on the fence about it, but I got one for Christmas, and you just recently got one, and yeah, I've been really pleasantly surprised.
Absolutely.
Like Cave Story and yeah, 3D Mario and Z the Zelda remake, they're all pretty
They're
sweet.
they're all just such good games, and yeah. So I mean, I've been hitting up Mario 3D Land. I kind of hit it like a little bit of a snag there because I didn't have enough stars to continue to the next world, so I kind of got pissed and turned it off.
Oh
But
yeah.
I just had to go back and collect some stars or whatever. It's not a big deal. But I'm loving that game. It seems like it's gonna be too short though in the end. I'm not I'm not too sure. Like I'm gonna like how short it's gonna end up being at the end of the game. Although I heard that if you get, I think it's like if you get every star, like it unlocks like all this bonus worlds and bonus content and stuff like that. So
Well, those are the kind of games you can go back and just play a level, when you're on a plane or,
yeah, yeah, it's a good
you
pickup
know,
game.
yeah, it's not really, you're not playing for a story or anything.
Right, right.
You're
So
just playing for platforming and
it's like,
action.
oh my God, is he gonna save the princess this time?
Yeah.
So yeah, so Mario 3D Land. I've been kind of playing a little bit of Mario Kart 7. Um, it's a pretty good game. I mean, it's not not like a game of the year or anything for me. I know some people have been putting that on their top list for 2011, but um, it's definitely worth talking about though. It's a great game. The fact that they remade some of the old school courses from like the Super Nintendo and stuff like that, and you can actually see it. And the 3D is pretty impressive, and um, the fact that you can like change out your carts and customize your carts based on what you've unlocked in single player and stuff like that. You can play multiplayer on Wi-Fi, and it's just endless hours of stuff that you can do in that game. So it's definitely well made. I'm trying to think of what else. A little bit of Ocarina of Time, no big deal. I mean, I think I'm still in that stupid tree or whatever. Um, but I never really played that game a lot on the 64, to be honest with you. So
I
it's
didn't either.
almost
That's why I'm glad that I'm finally getting to it.
yeah, it's almost like a brand new experience for me. So it's kind of
Yeah.
cool. And then PSP Go, I've been hitting up my NES emulator on there. I bring it to work with me in my suit, and I bust it out on my breaks. And one of my goals, I mean, as sad as this is, because we've been gamers for life, I've never beaten the Legend of Zelda, and that's a game I've been like always wanting to beat. And I think I'm up to like the seventh dungeon right now. I got all the first six done, and I've been saving it like on the emulator and stuff. And I'm really trying hard to like get through that game because I've never actually beaten it. But
I haven't either. I never liked it when I was little, really.
see, I had it like it was one of the first games I had on the Nintendo, and I loved it. And when I was little, I didn't know that you could beat games. I just played them. Like
Right, yeah.
it wasn't like I have to get to the final boss. Like I didn't know about bosses or any of that kind of stuff. I put it in. I was like, look, I'm jumping around. So like
Yeah.
the fact that nowadays, obviously, I'm not really a completionist, but I concentrate a little bit more on trying to beat games and stuff. And I look back on like my list of shame from like the 80s, and I'm like, Legend of Zelda. I'm like, what the hell? How have I never beaten this?
Yeah.
So I've been hitting that up on the PSP Go emulator, and along the same lines of emulation, I got for Christmas a little system. It's called the Retro Game Emulator, and it's put out by I think it's like Dingu is the the brand name. I'm like
Sounds like
what?
a quality company.
Well, it's funny because the first one I got for Christmas actually didn't work. I was like, son of a bitch. I was
Of
like
course, it's made by
it
Dingo.
ding no, it's Dingu.
God.
So I opened up the instructions. It's in like broken English. Like the warnings on the side of the power charger, like it's broken English, and the spacings are all messed up. No one proofread anything on this thing. I'm like, this gives me confidence. But
Yeah.
yeah, the first one didn't work. It crashed on me on the first day. It's like it has a 4 gig internal memory. It has its own like operating system, like almost like a mini computer in your hand. It's about the size of a NES controller, and it has all the emulators built in. When you get one that works, I finally did get a replacement. So basically, what happens is like you hook it up to your USB on your computer, and it recognizes it as almost like a flash drive, like a portable hard drive, and then you download ROMs off the internet. Of course, legally, only the ones that you already own. I can't promote that, and you just load them onto them just like an external hard drive, and the emulators. You just pick whatever game you want. It automatically loads it up. It's got like a B, X, and Y button. It's got a left and right shoulder or bumper button on there, and a D-pad. So you can play Super Nintendo, Nintendo, Genesis. I think like Neo Geo, all that kind of stuff. So I've been hitting that up a lot. I've been loading up some ROMs onto that, and playing like Mighty Bomb Jack and Legend of Zelda again on there. Earthbound, just busting out some classics and stuff like that. So just having a good time with that, like when I'm on break at work and everything. So that's about it,
Sweet.
though. All right, so moving on, we're gonna hit up our main topic for this episode. We're gonna mix it up from episode to episode. Basically, we're gonna hit up some reviews on some episodes. We'll hit up some reviews, sometimes previews, um, just different stuff like that. And we decided for the first episode we wanted to do like our top 10 um, overall top 10 list for 2011.
We're a little bit late to the party,
Yeah, I mean, being it's episode one, obviously we're late in that, but
but we figured because we didn't get to make one on the Shark and Pixel show for this year, so we thought it'd be a good way to open up this new podcast.
yeah, exactly. I mean, we have to start off with a bang, and everyone tended to like our top 10 lists and our banter back and forth about that because we always tend to disagree with each other. I guarantee you're going to have some comments about mine.
For sure.
Yeah, so I mean, and along the same lines, maybe possibly naming some disappointing games for the year, ones that we thought maybe would be so much better than they were. Maybe some honorable mentions, games that were really really good, just not good enough to crack that top 10, but possibly worth a mention. People haven't gone out and tried them already. So, but yeah, it's gonna be a changing segment pretty much from episode to episode. But today's we're going to be hitting up our top 10 lists. So, do you want to just do like we used to do, like one for one?
Yeah, I
Like
think that was a
start
good
off at number
format.
10
Yeah,
and work our way up?
sure.
All right, cool. You can, if you want to kick it off.
Mine's a Wii game actually,
Ew. Screw the Wii.
and it's not Zelda, believe it or not.
Trying to think. Hold on. Let me see if I can guess what it is.
I've
a,
talked about it with
a
you.
Wii game. Um, Not Kirby, is it? Kirby came out
No,
2010, didn't it?
well, a Kirby game did come out this year, but I didn't
Right.
play
Not
it.
not not Epic Yarn though.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead, man.
it's Fortune Street actually.
Mm. Yeah, I totally
Um,
forgot
for,
about that game.
for those of you guys that don't know what Fortune Street is, it's kind of like a Monopoly type game that came over from Japan. They called it Itagaki Street or Itagi Street, and it's been like a long running series over there in Japan. And it's made by the creator of Dragon Quest. So pretty much what it is a Monopoly style game where you have like a game board, and you have four players. You can play online actually, and you roll the dice and you buy up properties, and you can jack up the prices when people land on your property and they have to pay you. But there's also a pretty intricate stock system. So let's say that I'm playing with you and you have five properties in like one district.
Right.
Well, I can buy stock in that district so that if the other players land on your shops in that district, I'll get some of the profit.
Oh, that's
So
cool. It's like part owner almost.
yeah, it's really really cool.
That's an awesome
And
idea.
yeah, so I rented it from GameFly because I was like, yeah, what the hell, I'll try it. And I ended up loving it. I played it for hours the first time that I had it, and I went and bought it a couple weeks later. It came out in December, so it's still pretty new. I think it's still $50. But if you guys are into Monopoly games at all, it's really really fun, and you can get done with the games in about 40 or 50 minutes. So
Yeah.
it's not like Monopoly where these games take hours
Do you
and
remember
hours.
that? We played which one was that? Monopoly Streets.
It took forever.
Oh my God, dude. I was ready to bash my head against the wall. I was
Yeah,
like, I just want to play a pickup game of Monopoly, and like, because we only have like sometimes like on Xbox we only have like a short amount of time, and it was
yeah.
like 2 hours later we're still like battling. I'm like, oh my God, just end this thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you told me at the beginning of this year that I was gonna have like a Monopoly style game on my top 10 list for 2011, I'd say
Shocking.
you're crazy. But
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's cool. I haven't had the opportunity to play that game yet, but
I think it's really fun.
yeah.
I really
I mean,
enjoy it.
we talked about the game. I don't know, a couple weeks ago, I think it was, and ever since, or maybe it was a couple months ago, who knows? But ever since you told me about it, I've been meaning to check it out, but I haven't had
It's
the
really great
opportunity.
with four players, but most of the time I just play it by myself. I think it's fun.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. That's a good pick.
What's yours, number 10?
Number 10 for me is Homefront.
Ooh, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, Homefront. It, I was teetering between the honorable mention list and the top 10 list. But really, what I did was I didn't necessarily go by how really like I didn't just judge it by how great the game was. I judged it also by how much fun I had playing it.
Right.
And I had a blast playing that game. I was addicted to that. I remember texting you, and I'm like at work. I'm like, dude, all I want to do is go home and play Homefront. And
I
like,
know.
and the storyline was like really good. The cutscenes, like, it was a good game.
It's just a shame it was so
It was
short.
so damn short, and if it was longer, if it was maybe a couple of extra hours, or I don't know. I mean, if I could have just gotten like just a little bit more out of that game, it probably would have shot up like 4 or 5 more spots for me because I just loved it
Yeah.
that much. And it was a game that like it just kind of flew under the radar. Like it had so much hype prior to it coming out, and then when it came out, it was just like everyone forgot about it.
Yeah,
And
no.
I don't think it got the loving that it deserved. But
I actually like
um,
the multiplayer. You know me, I don't play first person shooter multiplayer, but
yeah,
I actually played it quite a bit. I
yeah,
liked it.
yeah. I mean, I at the time at that time when it came out, I didn't have the opportunity to play online because if you remember, my connection was really bad
Yeah.
where I was living, and then when I moved, I got a better internet connection. But
And you were renting it, so you didn't have the code anyway.
that's right. That was another thing that held me up too. Yeah, and so I never really got to experience that. And of course, by now, I'm sure most people aren't playing it online anymore. But
Yeah.
it was just it struck me as just such an amazing game that I mean, I remember like you were talking about when you played the first BioShock and that intro, like that feeling you never got from another game.
Rapture, yeah.
I kind of got that in the opening scene of Homefront
When you're on the
on the
bus, yeah.
bus, and I've never felt like that opening intro where it had like real time video, like they showed like Hillary Clinton or some,
Yeah,
they
with all
sh
the bombs
the
and yeah.
bombs going off and setting up like the destruction of what was at that point America. I mean, I was sitting there like my jaw dropped, and I was just like, "Oh my
Me too.
God!" And it's just I had that wow feeling that you got with BioShock when you first played that. I got
Right.
that with Homefront, and like just for that alone, I couldn't leave it off my top list. Although like I said, it would have been higher if it just had fixed a couple things, like a little bit longer storyline. I think that it ended kind of abruptly.
Oh yeah, dude.
It was like building up. Also, it was like, okay, we're done. Like, well, what
That's cool, man.
happened?
I'm glad you have that on your
Yeah,
list.
yeah. So I was really I was teetering with that one, but definitely number 10 for me was Homefront.
Sweet. Number 9 for me was Captain America.
Nice.
Um,
I never got to
I
play
know a
that.
lot of you are probably saying he's insane. I'm not going to listen to this podcast anymore because his first two games on his top 10 list before just treating Captain America. But
And
the
Homefront.
combat, yeah, yeah, I know, right? But the combat is so fun. I was not expecting it at all. I had some credit for GameStop, and I just Captain America had just come out. I'm like, I love superheroes. I love Captain America. I'll try it. And I could not stop playing that game until I had all 1,000 achievements and I'd done everything in the game. The combat is just so much fun. I just, every time I got in a fight, I was like, yes, here we go. And it feels a lot like Batman Arkham Asylum, actually, the combat.
Right.
And it's actually open world. You can actually go all over the place once you've opened up the whole game.
It's
And
like
there's
open
tons
world.
and there's tons of collectibles. I love looking for collectibles. Um, it's the way that you control your shield is really cool. I liked a lot of the boss battles. The only bad thing I didn't like is that it was again pretty short, and there's not really a proper boss battle with Red Skull. But besides that, it took me by surprise and was one of the games I had the most fun with during the year. It's really cheap now, so if any of you are into superhero games and you want to try something that wasn't supposed to be very good but is, pick up Captain America. I had so much fun with it.
Yeah, I remember we actually were hitting superhero games at the same time on Xbox, and you were playing Captain America. I was playing Green Lantern, and I was
Yeah,
like, I just felt like I got so fucking gypped. Because
Green
like,
Lantern fucking sucks.
yeah, I mean, like I
There
actually
goes my
started
no
out.
cursing rule. Whoops.
What happened?
There goes my no cursing rule.
Oh, I've already cursed about 6 times. It's all good. But
That's it.
well, I mean, we can just we're gonna be marking this as explicit. So,
All right, good.
but anyway, Yeah, so I mean, I was playing Green Lantern at the time, and I really liked it at first because I had just seen the movie. It was like last summer, I think. And I was like, "Oh, this is great!" And then it just kept repeating and repeating. And you're telling me how great this game, like how Captain America was, and I was like, "Damn
Yeah,
it! I'm playing the wrong one."
yeah, I
So
really liked Captain
yeah,
America.
that's a good pick. It's actually shocking that it made your top 10, to be honest with you.
Me too. I mean, I would have never thought it was on here, but
Yeah, yeah,
there
no,
it is.
that's really cool. I like that. I like that we're on a different angle than most top tens are, you know?
Yeah, we're
So
just being honest.
yeah, so far, exactly. And we're being cynical towards the other games.
That everyone else loves.
The
Yeah,
cynical pixel show, bitch. So anyway, number nine for me, I have to hang my head in shame in this. I just started busting this game out. And just because of what it is, and I know it's going to be amazing throughout the whole thing, Uncharted 3.
okay.
I God, I probably put maybe like 15 minutes into it. I mean, literally, that's all I did. If you guys aren't familiar with me, as far as my habits, I don't really play PS3 that much. I have a PS3. I buy games like Uncharted and Yakuza and the games that are exclusive, and that's the reason why I have a PS3. But I, for some reason, hate it. I feel like it just collects dust, and like I turn it on and it like sits there and coughs and like dust comes out of the disc tray and shit. It's like
Yeah,
it.
it's just the fact that it doesn't have cross game chat.
Yeah, if it had cross game chat, I mean that's a lot of the reasons that I sign on to Xbox as much as I do is because we can talk across. We don't have to play the same game to talk to each other,
Right.
and you know, uh, I got Uncharted from day one, the day it came out, and it stayed sealed up until maybe 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah.
like mid February. So I'm I gotta bust this out at some point. So I did. Um, it just it looks like it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it just looks like it's going to be a great time. I mean, I absolutely love the first two. I mean, I don't see myself not liking this one. Um, I mean, I think it's going to be if I had played it and or beaten it by this point that we're talking about this list, it probably would be higher, the same as Homefront if it had a couple extra things in there.
Right.
Um, but I had to include it again, so I figured I'll put it at number nine, and just so it at least made my list. And
Sure.
then I'm like I said, I'm sure it would have been 4 or 5 spots higher had I actually gotten more play out of it.
Sure.
But number nine, I put Uncharted 3.
All right, cool. Number eight for me, I have Yakuza 4.
Wow, it's low.
Yeah, I know. That was one of my biggest disappointments of the year, but it's still in my top 10.
Yeah.
I those of you guys that have listened to us before know how happy we were with Yakuza 3. It was my game of the
Oh,
year
absolutely. I love that game.
last year, and
Wasn't it mine
uh,
too?
it was either that or Fallout. I can't remember.
No, Fallout was my top, I think, Xbox game or something like that. Or no,
But
Fallout. Yeah, I think Yakuza was two. I'm sorry. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, we loved Yakuza 3. So buying Yakuza 4 was like a
No
no-brainer.
brainer. Absolutely.
And I think they made a mistake with using like the four different characters.
I agree.
It was cool and all, but like I only want to play as Kazuma.
Yep.
I, I don't want to play as the other dudes. And
A lone
it still
shark
had
dressing girls up.
it still had all like the crazy mini games and everything. But like there was this one part where you were in like a hostess club and you had to like dress up this girl, and I was like, this is not fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And like you had to do it. It like wasn't an option.
Yep.
And I don't know, that kind of just took me back a little bit, but it's still a great game. I played it all the way through. I loved it, and it is really awesome, and I recommend it wholeheartedly to everybody. But I do think three is a much superior game.
I agree with that.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but it had to be on my list because I did have tons of fun playing it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good pick. Like I said, I'm shocked that it was that low for you, even with not liking like the way or the direction it went in.
Yeah,
But I could see your reasoning
the
for.
boss battles are still awesome.
Yeah, the combat still feels
Yeah,
amazing.
it's so fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's it's a beat 'em up with like a good story. I mean,
Exactly.
it's a perfect game. Yeah,
What I'm hoping to see Sega do with hopefully a Shenmue 3 one day is like
you're right.
take the example from the Yakuza series that they've been doing because it's working, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, number eight for me. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm 99% sure this game came out this past year. I know it was on the cusp of like 10 into 11. So I'm pretty sure it came out in February of 2011, if I remember correctly. But Back to the Future, the game, is my number eight.
Well, I know it came out on consoles this year, so
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I can't talk. The disc edition came out this year. I think the downloadable one came out like December of 10 on the PSN,
hmm
something like that. But I figured I would include that in my 2011. Um, I was pleasantly surprised by this game.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a lot of fun, and the fact that it's a budget title is just like it just sold me. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Back to the Future, like the movie series, all three
And you and I
movies.
both love point and click adventure games.
Absolutely, like the old Monkey Island, Sam and Max, Day of the Tentacle, all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So the fact that this was for me Back to the Future, which was I would say either my favorite movie series or maybe my second favorite movie series, and then the fact that they made a game out of it, which kind of continued the story a little bit, and it's a point and click adventure where you have to kind of like search and like search pile of papers or whatever, and then you have to find stuff and then use your head and actually solve puzzles. I mean, it was a no-brainer for me, and the fact that it was well, actually, you got that for me, didn't you?
Yeah.
For Christmas.
I got myself one too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say because I was looking at picking it up, but it was my birthday and Christmas time, so I had to wait. But I mean, I was looking at it and like $20 is a no-brainer, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, the voice
Now
acting
it's 10.
is it really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. So that's if you guys haven't played that game, like shame on you. For $10,
Yeah, GameStop has it for 10.
that's just insane to me. $10 and that game's quality. I mean, I haven't beaten it yet. I mean, I'm probably I think there was there 5 episodes.
I don't know.
I think there was like five, and I think I'm done with three, and I'm about halfway done with the fourth. So I'm pretty close to beating the game. But just an absolutely amazing time. If you're a fan of point and click, if you guys have downloaded the Monkey Islands to maybe from Xbox Live, if you guys maybe are too young to remember them on the PC, if you're into those kinds of games, the Sam and Max games or anything for the Wii, I mean, this game is right alongside those. And
hmm
I just the graphics look good, the storyline I feel is good. It just felt like a great game. It just felt like I was a little kid again playing on my old PC in my bedroom.
Yeah.
It
That's
was it
awesome.
was a good game. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that game. Or I'm still having fun with that game.
Yeah.
But what about seven?
All right, 7 for me. I have The Blob 2.
Nice.
This came out in February. And I actually loved The Blob for the Wii, and that came out a couple of years ago. But the worst part about that game was to jump, you had to shake the Wiimote, so you were constantly having to shake, which sucks. And I
And
always said
and you know
if
how
they would
much of a
put this
fan we are of
game on
motion.
another console, I'd be so excited because we wouldn't have to use any motion controls.
Right.
So pretty much, if for those of you that haven't played any of the Blob games, they're real lighthearted, like whimsical games where pretty much you enter a world that's devoid of color, and it's your job to pretty much bring color back to the world. They have these like enemies called like inkies or something like that. They
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
everything black and white, and depending on what color you are, if you're red and you touch a red building, the entire building becomes red. And the soundtrack changes according to what color you're painting. So if you paint like with red paint, it'll like add saxophone into the soundtrack. If you paint with purple paint, it'll add like trombone. It's so much fun. I love it. I know that you didn't like it as much as I did because of the time limit,
Yeah. I
but
don't like being timed.
the time limits were never an issue for me. It's a real relaxing game for me. I was never frustrated with it. I played it all the way through. Actually, both of them. I played all the way through to completion,
Right.
and I'm going back and playing it again. It's just one of those games that I love to put in if I just want to relax. And
Yeah, I agree with you actually. Through the first like I never beat it, but like the first I'd say half of the game,
yeah,
I had a great time with it. I loved it. I loved the originality of it. I loved how, like you said, the soundtrack, all of that stuff. I just thought it was a great game. But then the times started getting shorter. Obviously, it gets harder as the game goes on.
yeah.
Somehow kept running out of time, and I'm not sure why. I mean, it wasn't that hard of a game.
It scratches that itch that Katamari does for me, like rolling up stuff
Yeah,
and
just
like
a little off
painting,
center.
like yeah, and like painting buildings. Like there's something unexplainably rewarding about the experience. It's hard to put my finger on, but it just feels good to like paint the world
Yeah.
as just as in Katamari, like picking up all the crap with your Katamari
Yeah,
feels
yeah,
good.
yeah,
But I loved that game. I really wish more people would play it. I know it's $20 or less new now, so
yeah. It's
it's
been
out
out for
on
a year
every
now.
console, including the DS. Um, I haven't tried the DS version, but
That'd be kind of
I know
fun.
that the PS3 and 360 versions are awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's. I agree. I had a good time. I mean, you won't be finding that on my top 10 though.
Yeah, I know I wouldn't.
No, no way. But I mean, it's I definitely did have a good time for the most part with that game. I mean, until I'm not a fan of time limits to begin with. I hate getting timed.
I'm not either, but
I
yeah, it
get
was never an
nervous, you know.
issue.
But no, it's a good pick though. I mean, I could definitely see you having that one because I know you enjoyed that game.
I loved it. Yeah.
Number 7 for me was Tropico 4.
Oh, cool.
I am a big fan of this series again with Tropico 3.
That was
We
our first review.
Yeah, our first review on the Shark and Pixel show. Yeah, and
Yep.
yeah, speaking of, if you guys have are new to hearing us and you want to check out some of our old stuff, it's over on YouTube. It's youtube.com/Shark Pixel Show, one word. And we have, what do we have, like 30 some odd episodes over there.
Yeah.
We just got kind of tired of like editing video when all we were doing was really podcasting, and
Yeah.
editing video, and the fact that we can only cap it at 15 minutes and we had to cut stuff out, and it just got to be annoying, as far as like the limitations that we had, which hence why we decided to do a podcast. But anyway, just a little side note. Yeah, but our first episode of that show was reviewing Tropico 3, and I love that game. I mean, I'm such a huge fan of, well, we both are, of like SimCity and like city builders and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we've always loved him.
Yeah, and this is more of the same basically. It's just a little bit more intricate. You have to obviously run a government on top of just building things. And basically, it's Tropico 4 is just it's more of the same. It really is just Tropico 3, like Tropico 3.5, I guess if you want to call it that.
It's like a streamlined version of three,
Yeah,
pretty much.
it feels better. The controls, for some reason, I don't know what they did because it controls pretty much the same, but it feels smoother to me.
Yeah.
And some of the you have like the little, what is it, like, not the achievement list, but like a to-do list.
Yeah.
And that was cool. That was a cool addition because it puts it right on the screen. It tells you exactly what you're trying to accomplish. You can take on up to 6 or 7 goals at a time, and it just felt more complete than Tropico 3 did. But again, some people are probably sitting there moaning and groaning, saying Tropico 4, like, why is that on a top 10 list for the year? Um,
It's
Again,
awesome.
yeah, it was an awesome game, but I'm also going based on how much fun I had with the game, and that game is one that still sits upstairs next to my Xbox outside my game room and not on a shelf because I play it that often.
Right.
Like I keep like a stack of games next to my Xbox, the ones that regularly I rotate in and out, and that game hasn't left since I bought it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's never made it to my shelf, so um, it's just a good
That's
time.
actually not on my list though.
On Not on your top 10?
No.
Wow.
I
Well,
know.
yeah, I could think of a couple of games that you're gonna have that I'm not gonna have. So I mean, I could see that. But yeah. So I mean, if you guys are into city builders and that kind of stuff, definitely check out Tropical 4. Again, that one's coming down in price pretty quickly too.
Yeah. My number six is Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword.
Cool.
I have another Wii game on my list.
Yeah, one that I'm not gonna
Um,
have. There you go.
yeah. I've never been a huge Zelda fan,
Right.
but I did that whole thing at Best Buy where if you pre-ordered 5 games,
Right. Yeah.
you got like $100 credit, which I just put towards my Vita.
Right.
This was the fifth game. I couldn't really decide which one to get, and I figured, what the hell, I'll try it. And I didn't have very high expectations because I had Twilight Princess and I played a couple hours of it and traded it in, and
Right.
I don't know, they never really sucked me in, but um, I know we're usually not a big proponent of motion control,
Yeah.
but
Screw
this
that.
is like the first game that actually does it right. When you get to like one of the first boss battles in the game, if you try and just waggle the remote, you're gonna get your ass kicked.
Right.
You have to actually think about which way you're gonna slash and time it perfectly, and it just made me realize how crappy all the previous Wii games have been.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, this is how good they could have been the whole time. And
Hopefully,
it's
what the
pr
Wii U will be.
yeah, I've pretty much played every Zelda game,
Hmm.
and this is definitely my favorite for sure.
Wow.
It starts off pretty slow, But like the combat makes it so fun. And the other problem with it is it has a lot of fetch quests that
Ah,
just feel like they're in there to just, I don't know, pad the length and make it longer.
yeah,
But
filler.
yeah, when you get down to like the dungeons and the boss battles, it's a pretty fantastic game.
Yeah, no,
And
I definitely need to check that out. I actually just picked up Twilight Princess myself for the Wii.
oh, that's right.
I
Yeah, I
found it
forgot
used.
that.
I haven't even busted it yet. As same thing with the PS3. My Wii is there for certain games, but I don't give it as much loving as I do my 360.
The Wii's got a lot of good stuff. I hate when people say there's no good Wii games. I'm like, really? How
No,
can
there's
you?
plenty. There's plenty of
I
great
know.
games,
People
but
always say that to me. I'm like, that's not true.
same thing with the PS3. Plenty of great games, but I can't get into playing the system like I do the 360 for some reason.
Yeah,
And
me too. I mean, yeah, the 360 is definitely my most played, but
yeah, yeah, and my
Zelda's pretty
collection.
awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, I've been meaning to actually at least rent Skyward Sword just again to see what people are talking about, just to just
It just
give
feels
it a
good.
shot. Yeah, I would love to give it a shot though.
I would love to.
I'd love to. Well, good for you. So what are we up to? What was that, number six?
Yeah,
Number six for me was actually a 3DS game.
or shit.
Mario 3D Land. I was thoroughly like shocked that I got into that game as much as I did.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's an amazing game. I mean, the 3D was done perfectly. They actually had that mode where if you hit I think it was like down on the D-pad, it actually popped it even further out. Where
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh my God, like it felt like it was like literally coming off the screen. Like it wasn't just like the 3D gimmick where it gives it the depth, where it feels like it's going back. Like it
Yeah.
actually popped the characters forward, and I was just
Cool.
like, whoa, like what is this? And anytime I get a good Mario platformer, like Mario 64, like kind of feels a lot like very similar to that game, with the 3D world and everything. It's great. I mean, the return of the Tanuki suit, which was like a
Yeah.
winning, but the Tanuki suit is back, which I found to be pretty vital throughout the game. Certain ledges and stuff you can kind of float to make sure you got the depth correctly before you landed and stuff, and just the fact that it was just a new Mario Brothers, like a new Mario platformer. It was just really well done, and a couple of times where you're like standing on a ledge and then the camera would change to like above your head where the
You look
3D
down,
actually,
yeah.
yeah, comes into play, and you'd have to actually jump and then kind of gauge where you are and land on platforms using the 3D. I mean, it was one of the first games I had played on the 3DS that actually incorporated the 3D that much.
Into the gameplay,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it wasn't a gimmick. It actually was part of the gameplay, and
Yep.
that's what the 3DS hopefully will be. I mean, being that I bought one, um, going forward, like some of the games, it was just gimmick. It really is. I mean, if you play
Let's be
some.
honest, this game should have been out when the system launched.
Oh, I agree. Absolutely.
I mean, when
Mario
the
always
3DS
launches with
launched,
it.
there was nothing. There was like Steel Diver,
Steel
that
Diver, yeah, yeah,
that Street Fighter game, all
yeah.
that bullshit. Like, if this
I think
game was out
Madden.
for the launch would have been so much more
Oh
successful.
God, yeah. Which
They probably
which
wouldn't. They probably wouldn't have even had to do a price drop as quick as they did.
I was just about to say the same thing. And um, you know, th- I don't see how they don't have that game ready for. I would delay the launch of a system. Like if I were Nintendo, like I would much rather delay the 3DS's launch to make sure Mario came with it.
Yeah, you gotta have one good
I
game
mean,
on launch. They didn't have anything.
yeah, I mean, Kid Icarus obviously is coming out soon, but like that game wasn't with it. Like you didn't have any franchise titles.
I know.
And but I mean, this game was well worth the wait though. I mean, like I said, it incorporates it in like the 3D effect into the actual gameplay, which is what the system should be about. And it's
Yeah.
not just a gimmick of like, oh look, my quarterback pops off the screen in Madden. Like it's just,
Right.
you know, just an overall great game. But yeah, I actually had
Yeah.
a DS game on my top 10.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, it's so crazy. Again, the same thing like you said, a Monopoly game on yours. I would say you were crazy if you told me I'd have a 3DS game on mine. So,
I know.
but all right, number five.
I have Deus Ex: Human Revolution.
Nice.
I love the Deus Ex games. I've always been a huge fan. I played the first one on the PS2. I played the second one and beat it on the original Xbox.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like the second one, but I loved it. So when I heard they were making a new Deus Ex, I knew I was going to buy it. And it would be higher on my list, but I actually ran into a bug that totally impeded my progress, and
That
I
sucks.
kind of have to start over again. Yeah, it's one part in like Shanghai or whatever when you're supposed to pick up this ID card and it's like stuck underneath a table, and I I can't get it, and I was so mad, and because I was having so much fun.
And they never patched that,
Um,
did they?
I don't know. I haven't popped it in a while because I just got so frustrated with it.
I get the same way,
But
yeah.
up until that point, I was having so much fun because, like, just for example, there's a part where you're supposed to break into this guy's apartment,
Right.
and there's like a gate blocking you from the door. So you can either like climb up the catwalks and go into the like a nearby window
Hmm.
and like go through like the roof, or you can actually pick up boxes and like stack them up by the gate and jump over the gate. It's just cool because there's like different ways to solve every
Like a
problem in the
choose your own
game.
adventure book almost.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
boss battles are pretty crappy, but everything else about that game was so awesome. If if I ever can get past that part, I'll enjoy beating it. But I just loved the time that I spent with it so much it had to be on my list.
Yeah, definitely. Um, that's another one you won't find on my list.
It's good,
Um,
man.
yeah, no, I like the fact that we have like different ideas. It's cool. Number five for me was Arkham City. Um, I know that you weren't a big fan of this game, and I don't know that I'm gonna hear you say that on your list, to be honest. But Arkham City, Arkham Asylum obviously was amazing. To me, this is a lot more of the same. It's probably would have been higher than number five if they had maybe innovated a little bit more. I think it just felt
It feels totally different to me. I don't know,
really,
like Arkham Asylum just had this like push that made me want to keep playing, and this is just like I don't care. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to play it. It's weird.
yeah. See, this game did it actually did hook me on this game, mainly for the storyline. Like you're actually switching back and forth between some characters. It just it felt the combat felt good. It felt the exact same to me as Asylum, uh, and it's just I don't know. It was a great game. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was great, and there's so many side quests you can go back and do, but I don't really have the urge to go back to the game,
Right.
and that's kind of why I kind of kept it away from like the top part of the list. Um, but great game overall. I mean, I have nothing really bad to say about it. I know I'm supposed to be cynical on the show, but
We're doing a top 10 of the stuff we
yeah,
like. So
yeah. But I mean, I can't really find too much. I mean, if anything, there's too much to do in the game, and sometimes some of the things I didn't like about it actually were, it was kind of hard to follow the map as far as where you're trying to go.
that might be part of the reason why I didn't get into it, just because it feels so big and daunting.
Yeah,
It's not real focused.
it
Yeah.
was it was weird, and even when you had an idea as to where you were, because like I used to look at the map and be like, I must have to go over there, and I'd go over that way, and I'd be like right there, but it would be something above me or below me, or like it wasn't clear if you tried to follow like the map that they give you.
I remember you were always getting lost. Whenever I
God,
talked
yeah.
to you, you'd be like, "Yeah, I'm lost. I don't know where to go."
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I went to YouTube a couple times for to cheat basically to look at how you get through a certain part because I didn't want to lose because I get frustrated with games where if I get stuck too long or too many times or I die too many times, think the fucker goes on the shelf and doesn't get played again. And I did not want that to happen with this game because I did enjoy myself up until those couple spots where I kept getting stuck. So I was like, you
Uh-huh.
know what, screw it. I don't care if I'm cheating. I want to get through this game. And there were some downsides to it. I mean, it definitely was not I don't think the same beast that Asylum was,
Yeah.
but still a great game overall. Though I definitely did like it. So
Um,
number four, what do you got?
this is actually a game that a lot of people did not like. Um, and it came out, I think, in March, and I I loved it even better than the first game. It's Dragon Age 2. Um,
Yeah, you won't find that one on my list either.
yeah, I know. The first Dragon Age, it was it was a lot different. The graphics were terrible,
Yeah,
and the combat was kind of like Knights of the Old Republic, where you just hit attack and
yeah,
and they kind of do it.
yeah. Like or
Well,
like
for Dragon Age 2,
turn based. Yeah.
they made it like a hack and slash, which is, my favorite kind of combat. So I loved it. The story was stupid, but I don't really play games for story.
Yeah.
I just had so
You
much
skip
fun
every
playing that
cutscene
game.
possible.
I do. I don't, I just don't give a crap.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen every story there is to be
Yeah.
seen, like
Yeah.
whatever. I just want to play for the gameplay and
Right.
just killing dragons, getting new loot. A lot of people complain that you're always going to the same places over and over again, but
Yeah.
I like the combat so much that I didn't care.
Right.
I just was happy to keep playing and keep, I don't know, killing guys, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I actually like it better than the first Dragon Age, and I know that they had so many complaints that I know that Dragon Age 3 they're probably going to go back to how the first one was, which makes me sad, but I really like 2, but I feel bad because I told you how fun it was,
Yeah.
and you got it and you like never played it.
Yeah. I think I played it like twice.
Yeah, I
I
think
went
it's
out
so
and
fun.
you're like, oh, it's just so great. You have to go out and get it. I got it like I think on like Amazon's like lightning deal or something like that. So I got it
Yeah, you
cheaper than
did, yeah.
normal. But I think I got it for like 30. But I
I'm
popped it
sorry.
in and no, no, I still have intentions of going back to it, to be honest with you. I mean, I just always have something else that I prefer to play more. You know,
Yeah,
it's
I love it. I mean, it was widely regarded as a disappointment,
yeah.
but for me, it was an improvement on the original. So
Yeah, I mean, I definitely I still have it up in the entertainment center upstairs. Like it's not on my shelf down here in the game room.
I beat it in
Um,
like 4 days. Like,
Oh, see, I can't get into it. That's my problem. Like I need something
oh, I
to hook
love it.
me. I need something
Yeah.
to pull me in. But
Well, the story's not going to do it because the story sucks. But
yeah, and
yeah,
that's typically what pulls me into games a lot of times is the story because I am a story person. I
I
do
loved
like
up.
to
I loved upgrading the weapon, like the abilities, and
yeah.
the combat is what kept me going.
Yeah, yeah. The combat was fun. It's bloody. It's a hack and slash. I mean,
Oh
that's right up
yeah,
our
that's right. It
alleys.
was really bloody. Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, I can see myself going back to it and just giving it a shot and just giving it a chance that it deserves at least. You know.
yeah,
But what are we on number four?
yeah. For you,
Yakuza 4. Um,
what?
yeah.
Wow.
I I
I didn't
have
think this
not.
was going to be on your list.
Yeah, I haven't played it a lot, and I agree with you. It is one of my disappointments for the year as well. But um, I haven't beaten it yet. Again, that's mainly not due to the game. It's due to the fact that it's a PS3 game, and
Yeah,
like I said, my PS3 is like dying from emphysema from all the dust it gets in its lungs because it just sits there. It doesn't get turned on half the time unless I'm watching a Blu-ray. So I have every intention of completing that game. You know, I mean, it actually helps out that Yakuza 5 doesn't come out for like another year. So,
yeah.
as
Well,
far as storyline is concerned, but
yeah,
the little, I mean, I've played through like I think like the first character, so I'm like 25% done with the game basically, and I had fun with it. It's just like the negatives that you brought up are pretty much the negatives I have about it. It's just annoying. Like the loan shark guy, the first guy. It's a lot of like you said, like there's like a lot of fetch quests. Like, all right, go talk to this guy, and then
yeah.
then he tells you go talk to this guy, and it's just like they're just sending you in circles around the friggin' city, and it's like, what does this have to do with anything? And then, like
Well,
you said,
all the Yakuza games kind of do that to an extent.
yeah, but this one seemed a little extensive to me, like
Yeah,
a little over the top with that crap, and I'm not a big fan of fetch quests. I'm as much of a fan of that as I am escort missions, basically, and
yeah,
you know, I'm trying so hard to like give it a chance and to love it as much as I did Yakuza 3 because Yakuza 3 didn't leave my PS3. I didn't play 360 for how long? Like I think until
weeks.
and yeah, until I beat Yakuza 3 and I think I put like 40 hours into Yakuza 3. I mean,
Yeah,
I went back and I played the claw machines in the arcades again just to sit there and be back in that world. I mean, I loved it that much. Where this game, I'm like, it's been out for 11 months now, and I've only finished like 25% of it. But
yeah,
I can see myself liking it. I definitely when I get down to like the fourth character, which is Katsuma, when I get to him, I know I'm gonna fall in love with it and just love the game. So I
yeah.
mean, I know it definitely deserves a top spot
The
on
beginning is definitely the worst part of the game.
it is, and that's I think that's what kept me like so slow in building interest in it and stuff. You know, like it just
Yeah,
didn't draw me in, and I think that's pretty much why I had to put it on my top 10. I mean, it's Yakuza for Christ's sakes. I mean, it's it's like one of my favorite series on the modern generation. But
yeah,
yes, but that's what kept it a top spot. Like last year I had Yakuza 3 at like number one or two. So, but yeah, Yakuza 4 is my number four.
my number 3 was Uncharted 3.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
I haven't beaten it yet. I got it for Christmas, and I got a bunch of games for Christmas, so I've kind of just been playing it on and off. But even what I've played already, I'm just blown away. Like the whole beginning, I won't spoil anything because I know you haven't played through the beginning yet.
Right.
It's it's the best Uncharted that I've played. A lot of people say that two is the best, but I don't know what they're talking about because I love what I've played of three much more than two.
Hmm.
And I think one of the things I like more about three is that there's not as much shooting.
Right.
It seems like there's a lot more traversal and puzzle solving, and the puzzles aren't as brain dead as they were in the first two Uncharted's. Like
Yeah.
in the first two Uncharted's, it'd be like, here's a puzzle. Press select to open up your journal, and it's like, here's how you solve the puzzle. I'm like, oh, okay. And now it's kind of a little bit more obtuse. You have to kind of use your brain. So,
Yeah.
the graphics are amazing. I think Naughty Dog is just a fantastic developer,
Yeah, they are.
and I can't wait to finish it. I know it'll be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to just getting into it, honestly. But um, number three for me was a game that you're gonna probably crack up. It's a game we played together. Gears of War 3.
Ew.
Yeah, I knew I was gonna get that reaction. Um,
Well, I hated that game.
I know you did. And did, did I buy that for you for Christmas?
No, I bought it.
Oh, that's right, you bought it. Oh,
I got,
I got you Saints Row. That's
I
right.
bought it like a freaking chump.
I was there on midnight release for that game, and I put it in, and I actually remember again, like I'm a storyline guy. I mean, I think we established that. I mean, as soon as the game came on, like it just reestablished everything that you had left off with Yakuza, with Gears of War 2, and it just you further you get to know those same main characters a little bit more, and their story unfolds a little bit more. And as far as gameplay is concerned, it wasn't anything to write home about. I mean, it was more waist high walls and uh, and just shooting monsters that blow up and goo everywhere, and it's more of the same. But I I think the storyline got me, honestly. I really do. I mean,
The
because
storyline sucked.
see, I don't know, like that. I don't know. I don't know. Well, the game's been out for long enough. I could probably talk about it, but like the part with Dom, that that got me. I was just like, whoa, like
What part with them?
where he committed suicide to save everybody.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like it got me. I mean,
It's like an
it's
action movie, like cliche.
yeah, no, it is, but like you don't expect it in your game. You know what I'm saying? Like you expect it when you watch an action movie, but you don't expect it from a video game. Um, just the part where he was like talking to his dead wife. He's like, I'm coming home, and then he drives the truck and blows up and stuff. And it's just, I don't know. And then the one battle scene at the end, the slow motion battle scene towards the end of the game, I thought was just so well done, with the music and the graphics and just everything else, and just they pieced it together well. I think they kind of ended the saga, so to speak, really well. And I don't know. I just really enjoyed myself with that game a lot, and I know a lot of people who would even include it in their top 10 it would probably be a lot lower, but I just enjoyed myself that much with it.
A quick story about that game we should share is
Yeah.
one of the levels where we're up in one of those airships or whatever, and we were looking down, and it was like a beautiful forest. I was like, I wish we were playing that game.
Yeah, like I wish we were in the game that was down there.
I know, because I was we are just up there like shooting like these stupid enemies, and
Like the
uh,
hot air balloon things or whatever.
Skyrim hadn't like come out yet, and I was like, oh, that looks like Skyrim.
Yeah.
I was playing that.
Yeah, it's like when like actually when you said that when it came out, you're like Skyrim basically is the game that was in that forest down below.
I know.
It's
I
so
wanted to jump out of the airship and go down to the mountains.
it was so funny. Yeah. Yeah. We played that how many times did I play that game through?
Two.
At least twice. Yeah, cuz
You beat it before I got it. And
before
then
you
we
even
beat it
got it,
together.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, man. I mean, it was a different experience playing a co-op as well. I mean, the co-op was it was a lot more fun, I think.
We've played all three of them through co-op.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that game a lot, though. I mean,
Yeah, I didn't even think about putting that on my list. I'm like, it wasn't even a consideration.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was a surprise for me, honestly. I expected it to be a good game, but I expected it for me personally to be maybe like a number 8 on my list kind of thing, like 8 or 9. And
Yeah.
then I thought about it. I'm like, no, I remember again going to work every day and thinking I can't wait to get the hell out of here so I can go home and play the next chapter of Gears. And
Wow.
yeah, it really hit me. I really enjoyed it. But all right, number two.
I know you have this at either one or two,
Okay,
so we might have it in the same spot. This is a game we played co-op, and it was like amazing.
no, number two,
Yep,
Portal Two.
of course.
Yeah, that's my number two.
Sweet,
Yeah,
awesome. I knew it.
yeah.
I think our one's probably the same too. Then,
Don't know.
I think it is.
Might be.
Portal
That'd be a
2
first.
is it's the co-op is pretty much perfect.
Yep,
It's the best co-op game I've ever played.
I agree.
And you shouldn't even have this on your list because you haven't even
I haven't
beaten the
even
single
played single
player.
player. This is literally number two on my list only because of the co-op.
And the single player is even better.
I'm
So
sure it is. I have to get to it eventually, but literally that's how good the co-op was in my mind. Was
the
that I
character of Wheatley is one of my favorite characters in gaming history, pretty much.
yeah
Yeah, Valve just really outdid themselves and made a game with a fantastic single player as well as a fantastic co-op. And you and I would go to bed thinking about the puzzles,
oh
and
yeah definitely
I would be thinking about the next day at work, like, God, how are we going to get across that that spot, or how are we going to finish the puzzle? And I remember there was one in particular that it just hit me one day during my work day, and I was like, oh my God, I couldn't wait to sign on with you and try it out and see
yeah.
if the solution had worked. And sure enough, it did, and it was the most rewarding thing ever. I mean, we didn't have to check game facts,
We
we
actually
relied
figure
on
out
our
each one. Yeah,
yeah, and like there'd be some that I'd be stumped on and you'd figure it out, and vice versa. And
yeah. Sliding that box down that ramp or whatever.
yeah, it was just there were so many little moments like that that I'll never forget.
Dude,
It was
the one puzzle I'll never forget is where we had to go and launch ourselves towards each other and smack each other in midair and then land on a
fall
platform.
down. Yep,
And it was just like the most genius thing ever. Like you're like, how did they even think to make this puzzle? Like
I know they're just geniuses.
it's insane. But yeah, so we both had
So
that at number two. That's pretty cool.
I think we both have the same thing at number one,
What do you have?
Dead Island.
No, actually, I forgot about that game.
What? That's my
Yeah,
game of the year, dude.
yeah, I totally forgot about that game. Holy shit, how did I forget that?
What do you have?
I have Saints Row 3.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I can't. I'm like speechless. I don't know how the hell I forgot Dead Island.
I thought for sure you had it at number one.
I'll substitute it as a partial number one with Saints Row 3 then,
Oh wow. Yeah.
because it slipped my mind honestly.
Dead Island was pretty much the biggest surprise for me all year.
Yeah, I agree.
It was another game that I just had credit and I figured, I'll try it. It looks interesting. And my interest was piqued by that amazing trailer that they released. I don't know if you ever saw that, but
Voodoo, you voodoo, bitch.
no, it was like a good trailer. It had to do with like this family that was vacationing on the island, and it played backwards. So it started with like them dead on the ground, and it showed them. Then it like throughout the trailer, it showed how they like were pushed out of the window of the hotel, and it was like all in slow motion with real somber music, and it was just gorgeous.
Hmm.
And obviously, the game didn't turn out that way. It's a
No,
real, in your face, violent. Zombie killing game.
right.
But I usually don't like zombie games, but this one had very little penalty for dying. It pretty much took like 10% of your cash.
Yeah,
So
which was no big deal. Yeah,
if I died, I was like, who cares? So
exactly.
that made it more fun for me. You could upgrade your weapons, and it was really fun. You just find like a workbench, and you could make weapons and upgrade them.
Hmm.
I thought that the combat felt really good. The story wasn't fantastic, but it was really long.
Yeah,
The only thing I didn't like about the game was the sewer sections dragged on too long.
I
But
hated that section. Yeah.
but the entire game, I finished it. I loved almost every second of it, except for some of the sewer stuff. And it was my most enjoyable experience this year. And it had co-op, and we played that together. And
Yeah, yeah.
I
No,
was I'm starting to play through it again with another character.
I agree. I mean, for all the reasons you already said. I mean, it's just was very unexpected, and you actually had bought it first, and you're like, dude, you have to play it. I was like, it's another zombie game. Screw that. We've already
Yeah,
played Left 4 Dead.
yeah,
And when you told me how different it was, I was like, let me check this thing out. And Yeah, I mean, it's just from the opening intro, I was just like, I was hooked. I mean, just the cheesy ass song that plays, but um, I
I
mean,
skipped
just
it.
yeah, of course you did. It's a cutscene. If it's a cutscene, Mike skips it.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it hooked me, and there's a lot of like fetch quests in that game as well, which kind of pissed me off. And the sewers, you're right, were too long and annoying. Um, and I actually have not beaten it yet. I just got to a point where I had just gotten kind of tired of the same old. Like the zombies run up on you, you kill them, you do another quest. And I think at that point, like there was a bunch of games. It was towards the end of the year last year where there was a lot of titles coming out at once, and I got sidetracked and I just never made it back to it, which is probably why I forgot about it. Um, but yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. Like I said, I'll give that partial share of number one on my list since I forgot to include it.
No way. If you forgot to include it, that means you didn't like it that much.
No, I did. That's the thing. I did like it.
You wouldn't have forgotten about it then.
Well, I'll stick it on my honorable mention list then.
Okay.
But yeah, and then Saints Row the Third. I mean, we already hit that up. I mean, it's just it's.
I'm shocked you like it that much.
I do. I do. I like it a lot actually.
But
It's
you don't like
just
Grand Theft Auto like at all.
no. Well, no. I liked Grand Theft Auto up until four. Um, Grand Theft Four pissed me off.
But it's still like the same like same basic type of game. It just has more like wacky shit in it, but you're still driving places and killing people. It's like
It just
I
feels more. I don't know. It just like the
I
taxi
don't get how
shit.
you can love that game and not like Grand Theft Auto 4
Well, I
just because of
ironically
like the
enough,
tone,
yeah,
like
ironically enough, I actually was thinking about going back to Grand Theft 4 because again I played that during a time where I wasn't really into I guess completing games,
uh-huh.
and I think in the last couple of years I've gotten more and more into that. So basically, it's I don't know, it's a game I've been thinking about going back to actually, with the birth of my Saints Row love and all that kind of stuff. So
I just
um,
realized that we only had three games that we repeated on our lists.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Well, what was it? It was Portal,
Portal,
Yakuza,
Uncharted, and Yakuza.
Yakuza. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Saints Row. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of the series, so of course that was a win for me. The fact that they came out with the best one so far of the series, by far, I think. I think it
Yeah,
surpasses two by leaps and bounds, and two I was just a fanatic of. So,
right.
but yeah, so that's cool. That's our top 10 for 2011 across all systems, of course. Um, and what do you want to hit up next? Do you want to hit the disappointments for the year?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, how many did you come up with? We
I have
never.
three big ones. I bet at least two of them are probably shared by both of us.
Yeah, I think two. I think actually the other two you'll be like, oh really? I mean, you'll agree.
Okay.
I think you'll agree, but I don't think you would think that they'd be on my list. But yeah, my first disappointment of the year. I'm sure you have it on your list is L.A. Noir.
Yeah, I do.
That was the biggest disappointment for me this year.
Yeah. Well, you actually beat the game. You actually liked it enough to beat it.
Oh, and you know what? Like, I think it was good enough to get through and to beat it. I mean, I think it was. It almost became like a I had to finish it. I mean,
I have like an hour in that game, and I have no desire to,
that's it.
to do any more. Yeah, I played it like once,
Yeah, back in like May last
and I
year,
bought it. I
before you
bought it
came
for
to
like
visit.
$50 too.
Yeah, before you came and flew out to visit out here.
Yeah,
That we had stopped playing because like I had stopped playing because I was ahead of you in the game. I didn't want to give everything away,
yeah. I
and
haven't played it
you
since.
haven't played it since, yeah. And see, I it took me about 6 months, but I picked it back up again, and then I just played the shit out of it like night after night because I was like, I just want to be able to say I beat it because the game is so friggin' long,
Yeah,
and repetitive. I mean, dear God, I mean every case, whether you were like an investigator for arson or for homicide, you did the same shit. It was like there's
right.
a dead body. Let me check the face. Let me rotate the head to see if there's any other clues. It's like it was the same motions, the same like let me check the arm, let me check the other arm, let me check the
Uh,
torso. And there was a dead body always laying in the same exact position with the exception of one mission that was fucking amazing. Um when you were part of the arson unit. There was actually like like I don't know if you're ever going to get to that part in the game. I didn't want to give anything away, but there was some dead bodies that were pretty disturbing, um, and it actually switched up the way the game looked and the game played, so to speak, in that in at least in that one investigation. If they had done that more often, if they had switched it up more often, and like based on like what you were trying to like investigate and everything else, I think the game would have been just that much better.
Yeah.
It just was so friggin' repetitive, and it was just I don't know. I heard about uh, what they said to be an open world like 1930s 40s like gangster LA type setting. I
Yeah.
expected it to be like more like of a mafia type game, and I mean I'm such a huge fan of like mafia type games, Mafia 2, Godfather, all of them.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I expected it to be more like Gumshoe, like those old black and white like throwbacks that you always see. I expected it to be more along those lines and be almost like a Grand Theft or a Saints Row, but set back in like the golden age of Hollywood. And
Uh-huh.
it sort of was, but it was so far from what I expected it to be. It was just so disappointing. I don't know. Like I wouldn't mind if like I just like went out back and like set fire to my copy of LA Noire, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what it was on your list as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, what same reasons?
Oh yeah, I mean, I pretty much hate that game. It's just
Yeah.
not fun.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to listen to people talk because like I don't like cutscenes, and that's pretty
Yeah.
much all that game
And
is.
that's why I thought I'd like it,
And you,
because
and you
I
have to guess if they're lying. I'm like, it's not a real person.
yeah,
Like,
there were a couple of times where like you have to observe like their reactions. And
yeah, I don't care.
see, I did. And so I'd sit there, and the one guy like he would answer you, and then his eyes would start shifting left to right and stuff, like, oh my god, like like he was nervous. So I was like, bullshit, you're lying. It's like you failed the case, you got demoted. I'm like, what the crap? I'm like, how is he telling the truth? How was I supposed to know he's telling the truth if he was shifting his eyes like he was nervous and lying?
It's all trial and error. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
it
like
really is. And then it's like, okay, so I literally would just load up the last save game. I'd save it like really, really often
just try it again.
and just
Yeah,
try it again. And obviously, that's the wrong answer. So you're really not playing the game. You're just playing, multiple choice,
yeah,
So yeah, that game just, yeah, it just was all wrong for what it should have been. But
yeah.
what's your second one?
Catherine.
That's a good one. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, no, that's
I
that.
even play the game because I played the demo and I'm like, this is what it is. Like,
I actually
this
rented
is
it.
not
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
that game
like
sucked ass.
it looked really interesting when they were making it because it looked like this like anime looking like
Atlas,
soap
man.
opera type, yeah, Atlas game. And I usually love everything that Atlas does.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then I found it was like a block pushing puzzle game. I'm like,
Yeah.
really?
It's
That's
like,
not cool.
screw this
So
crap.
yeah, so I played the demo and I couldn't even get through the demo. It's like
Yeah.
that's enough for me. I just couldn't believe that they went that route with it. It looked like it was gonna be like an RPG or like some kind of like adventure game.
Yeah.
And then it's like a Cubert clone.
Basically, exactly. I played that level, and I felt like I was Cubert. Yeah.
But it was like frustratingly hard too.
Yeah.
Like
It was.
it just wasn't fun. And I really thought that game was gonna be cool, and it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Mm.
I you had told me about the demo and what it was before I even rented it, and I refused to believe it that it was that bad.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm not gonna buy it. I mean, because I heard some people like it. I mean, I think Pete Dorr actually liked it a lot.
It got
Um,
like fives out of fives on like some magazines. I'm
yeah,
like, it's a perfect game, really?
yeah. And so I was like, some people really, really liked it, and some people really, really hated it. So I was like, all right, well, perfect game for a rental. I'm paying my monthly thing for GameFly. Let me put it on my list. So sure enough, I rented it, and it started out and it was really quirky and just really weird. And I was like, it was kind of up my alley as far as like
Yeah.
again cutscenes and stuff because I actually watch them, and and I was like, all right, this doesn't seem that bad. I was like, maybe Mike's exaggerating or something. And then I got to the part where you told me about the Cubert puzzle bullshit, and I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this? I'm like, what am I doing? Like
It's
I'm
not
racing
fun.
up blocks before it crumbles underneath me and I die in my dream. I'm like,
Yeah.
what am I doing? So yeah, I mean, it was just a major disappointment because again, it was an Atlas game and it just looked like the art style was awesome and it just seemed like an awesome game, and then it just ended up being again almost like LA Noire, like something like 180-degree difference, like complete opposite direction of what you thought it should be. And no, I agree with you on that one. That was a disappointment. I didn't even think about that game. one game I had on my disappointments was Dead Space 2. Um,
Wow, that's weird.
yeah,
I didn't even know you played it.
very briefly, I rented it and it was absolute shit. And
I like it.
um, I don't know. I just Dead Space. I never. Then again, I never really got into Dead Space 1, to be honest. I mean, I have Dead Space 1 for I think PS3. I think I have it on, and I played it, and it just I played it for X amount of time or whatever, and then I was just like, okay, I'm done. Like it just didn't grab me. I was just kind of over it, and then everyone was talking about it coming out, and I was just like, you know what, like, let me give it a shot, and yeah, it was just more of the same for me. It just was just like, okay, they were hyping it up and stuff, and oh, the sequel's coming out, come play it, and then it was just like, it just, yeah, I was hoping maybe that one would grab me.
I like those games. I'm just bad at them.
Yeah, oh, I'm terrible at them, and that doesn't help my point of view about them.
I'm always running out of ammo, and
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. So, not much really to say about that game. It's just, I was just hoping it was gonna be more than it was. But, uh, what do you have? One more?
yeah. I thought Duke Nukem was a big disappointment.
I actually really like that game.
Yeah, I thought it was just total crap.
Yeah,
Um,
I enjoyed the stupid humor in it. But
the,
again,
the
Saints
controls
Row.
were the controls were terrible. It looked like an original Xbox game.
Yeah, they
Uh,
did.
I don't know. It was just crap. I don't
Uh,
even want to talk about it
yeah,
anymore.
I agree. I mean, it was it didn't live up to the potential that of the systems that they were on, PS3 or the 360. But I really love the humor. I like humor in games because Saints Row is my game of the year basically, and I enjoyed Duke Nukem. So,
Yeah,
I like the cheesy like 5-year-old humor, and that was laced with it all over the place.
yeah,
Um, I did enjoy that game, but didn't even make my honorable mention list. It just was a game I just I just had a good time laughing at,
yeah,
in more ways than one. The humor, but also just some of the shitty gameplay.
yeah.
Um, I had Red Faction Armageddon on my list.
Oh, that's good. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, nothing beats Gorilla Man, the sledgehammer. You
I know. I
know,
loved Gorilla,
yeah,
and it pissed me off because the beginning of Armageddon starts off just like Gorilla.
yep,
You're in like a wide open space, and you
yep.
can destroy buildings, and then the whole rest of the game you're in these little caverns shooting little fast moving bugs. It's not fun
It's
at
like,
all.
where did this come from? Like,
Yeah,
why is this even in the game? And yeah, it's just
yeah,
big fail. And then the last game I had on my disappointment list, and not because the game is bad. I'm gonna preface my choice with these comments. Not because it's a bad game, not because it wasn't done well. It's just because it didn't draw me in the way I really hoped it was going to.
hmm
Rage. Um, I like I said, the game is good. I enjoy it. It looks beautiful. I mean, like nothing against the gameplay. It's just the fact that I thought that game was going to be another Fallout,
I
and
think a lot of people did.
yeah, and the fact that it wasn't another Fallout, which is in its favor. It didn't copy. Like it's the same type of idea of post-apocalypse and all that kind of crap, but it's again, it's another credit to Rage's favor that they didn't clone it. But I was hoping that they kind of did because I love Fallout that much, and I
Yeah,
picked it up thinking it was going to be like very similar to Fallout and in that style, and it wasn't, and that's where it becomes a disappointment for me personally.
I
Um,
like Rage, but yeah, it did. They were marketing it to be like a different game than it was.
exactly, and I picked it up thinking that was one of the 5 pre-orders from Best Buy, I believe,
Yeah, me
and
too.
I picked it up thinking, like I said, it was going to be like a Fallout, and it wasn't, and I definitely will bust it out again, and I'll probably try to beat it and try to get through it and stuff. I mean, it's a good game, but it just was a disappointment in a different aspect for me. So,
Yeah.
but that was the last one I had for that. So, and then to wrap up the segment, honorable mention. I don't know if you have anything on that list.
Yeah, I got four.
Okay, cool. Go ahead, man.
The first one I have is Homefront because
Cool.
I did really enjoy that game
It was
too,
great. Yeah.
but it didn't make my top 10.
Yeah. I
We're
was
not really
teetering.
big first person shooter fans. Like you're not going to see like Battlefield 3 on our list. You're not going to see Modern Warfare.
Hey, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I just realized that Skyrim wasn't on either of our top tens.
Yeah, I like Skyrim, but
It
it's
was good. Yeah. I mean, I haven't played a lot of it, but it's
I have a
good.
hard time knowing where to go in that game,
I
and that
agree.
kind of makes me mad.
Yeah, me too.
But
Sorry.
yeah,
Go
yeah, I
ahead.
realized that too. but yeah, yeah, Homefront was really cool. I really liked it. It was I actually kind of liked that it was short.
Uh-huh.
It kind of it got its point across, and that was it.
Hmm.
And we talked about it before, so
Yeah. um, I again another one we talked about already. The Blob 2. Um,
oh, cool.
I have that on my honorable mention because, like I said, I do believe that they had great ideas. They executed it really well. Very creative, just something that's not really been done before, other than obviously the Blob One. But but I truly did enjoy the environments and the characters and the colors and the sound. It hit you all your senses. But
Yeah,
I just again I didn't I tried to sneak it into that top 10, but I was like, I honestly I can't do it. It was frustrating to no end for me with the time limits and everything else. So um, again, we talked about that one, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. What's your next
yeah.
one?
Uh, you're not gonna agree with this one, but White Knight Chronicles 2.
Ugh.
I love the first White Knight Chronicles on PS3, and the sequel came out this year, which actually includes the first game. So if any of you guys are level 5 fans or RPG fans, pick up White Knight Chronicles 2. The reason why it wasn't on my top 10 is because I really haven't played as much as I have been hoping to, but
Yeah,
um, I really think it's a good game. I think those games are kind of overlooked. So I know you're not into those games, but I
yeah.
think that for the kind of game that it is pretty good.
I'm
So
sure it is. Yeah, I can't get into like knights and dragons, hence Dragon Age.
yeah,
But I can't get into like knights, dragons, and that kind of stuff. I mean, unless it's done like really well in my eyes, really. Um,
yeah,
I can't get into it. I don't know what it is,
yeah,
but I'm trying to think. All right, what was my? I'm just gonna name a couple off because we talked about them already. NHL 12 was an honorable mention for me because I just think it's just
yeah,
furthering the series that much more and that much better.
yeah,
So that's pretty cool. And Mario Kart 7 for the 3DS, I feel deserves an honorable mention. It's a well-made game,
yeah, absolutely.
and lots of options, especially with the Wi-Fi and the online play and all that kind of stuff. I think it's done extremely well. So um, those are just two more. I have a couple more, but we haven't talked about them yet. But
Um, I have Dynasty Warriors 7 on here. I'm a huge Dynasty Warriors fan, and 7 came out this year, and I really liked it. But those games play a little bit too safe for me to put in like a top 10.
yeah,
But I do play it all the time, and I love it. I just think those games are so fun. The one for the Vita is awesome too, by the way, if any of you guys are fans. And then I have Dungeon Siege 3. It's kind of like a hack and slash, like Diablo clone, but it's got some interesting leveling up elements, and it's fun if you guys are into those kind of games.
yeah. See, again, that's stuff I tend to not get into.
You like
But
Torchlight though?
yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true.
It's the same shit.
Yeah. For me, I had. Do you have any more after that?
No, that's it.
All right, I'll just run it down. I had Jurassic Park for the
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
360. Yeah. I'm enjoying
Got
that game.
terrible reviews, but we liked it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely enjoying that game. I maybe put like 20 minutes, excuse me, like 20 minutes, 25 minutes into it. But
That's it.
yeah. Oh, no, you know what? Maybe I'd put a little bit more.
I put a lot of time into that.
Yeah, I bought it the same day as something else. I don't remember what it was.
But yeah, it's another Telltale game. You mentioned two Telltale games on your list. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. But no, it's just I like the way it's done. It's not your typical game. It's almost like an interactive movie in a way. And
Yeah, they used Heavy Rain as the inspiration. It's
yeah,
not as like polished or amazing as that game, but it's nice to see they're trying something different.
right. Yeah, I agree with that. So I mean, um, it was definitely worth a pickup. I mean, it was cheaper than it wasn't a $60 title. I think what was it, 40 or 50?
I think it was 39.99. Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, you're already saving $20 off the top of a normal new game, and it's just something different. So it's definitely worth trying.
it's
Um,
fun.
and then I had Rayman Origins on my list.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's a good game.
yeah, it's a good game. It's a platformer, really well done platformer. A little bit too hard for its own good, I think. Um, again, I haven't played a lot of time into it, which is why I can't really put onto a top 10 list. I don't have like a full opinion on it just yet, but it is definitely worth picking up and trying, and it's been dropping in price pretty quickly. So um,
They have a Vita version that's supposed to be like the exact same, and I really
yeah,
want to get it.
yeah. I did that release with the launch?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've been hearing some decent things about uh, the game. I guess once you get further into it, so I'm anxious to maybe put some more time into that.
Yeah, I rented that one. It was fun.
Yeah. And then the last one I had was WWE All Stars.
Was that
Um,
this year?
yeah, yeah, that came out. What was that? February or March of 11? Yeah.
But WWE 12 came out this year too. That's
Uh huh.
weird.
Yeah. All Stars was great. It reminded me a lot of like the No Mercy type games. I had like the grapple system that was very similar. Not exact. I mean, nothing's recreated those games up until even now. Um, but it was over the top, and it was just like it was an arcadey type game. I mean, if you bought it, you pretty much knew what you were getting. You know, like you went in knowing that it was going to be like larger than life, not realistic, and I basically I'm a big wrestling fan, especially from back in the day with Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior and all those guys, and I couldn't help. I mean, Macho Man. I mean, he was in his first game in like how many years? So I mean,
Yeah.
I had to buy it, and it ended up being absolutely amazing as far as what they were shooting for. Didn't really deserve a top 10 of the year. I mean, but I would say if I had to do like a top 15, it probably would have been like 11. Like it would have been right
Yeah.
below. It was just it was well done. It was a well done like arcade wrestling game. You would expect to like pop some quarters into a machine and play that kind of game basically, and
Yeah.
it was just really well done. I liked it. I mean, it was especially if you're from like the 80s wrestling like you and I are.
Yeah.
I like that kind of stuff. So. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up our the main portion of the show. We're just gonna hit up a couple other segments and then call it a wrap for episode one. The next segment that we wanted to hit up, we affectionately titled "The Circus of Values," and it's going to be a segment devoted to finding deals across the internet and different stores and wherever else we can find some cheap games that we want to share that information with you guys.
Yeah, we're,
So
yeah, we're kind of cheap bastards.
yeah,
So
pretty
whenever
much.
there's a game on sale, we usually try and jump on it. And
I prefer
if we
thrifty.
find out anything cool, we'd like to share it.
I prefer the term thrifty.
There you go.
Smart with my money. No, I'm not.
There you
But
go.
yeah, no, definitely agree. And being the BioShock fans that we are, we had to at least reference it somewhere in the show.
Course. Course.
So this segment is going to forever be known as the Circus of Values. So yeah, I don't know. I have this. I know GameFly is having a pretty good sale right now. I have the web page pulled up right now. I'm just gonna kind of browse through it real quick. Um, I know as much as you hated the game, Duke Nukem's on sale right now. For what is it, $7 used
Yeah,
on
I'd buy it for
GameFly.
that still.
Yeah,
Sure.
$7 is pretty cheap.
Can't go wrong with that.
Brink for $7. I never got to play that game. I think you said it wasn't that good.
I have it. I got it for $10 at Best Buy. If you get it for $10 or cheaper, it's all right. But
Yeah,
if you spend any more than that, you're gonna be pissed off.
yeah, it's $7. I mean, to add a title to a collection for $7 is really not that bad.
Yeah.
This is all 360, by the way. I'll take a quick scan through the other systems real quick as well. We're looking at Red Faction Gorilla, 8.99.
Gorilla or Armageddon?
Gorilla.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's weird. It's weird
Good
that they're
game.
selling some copies. They still have copies to sell.
Yeah, that's an old game though.
'Cause,
Yeah.
yeah, it's been out for a while.
I went to Target the other day and they had Child of Eden on the PS3 clearance for $11. I picked
Wow.
that up.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, always check your Target clearance. That's always a good spot. I mean, that's where I found the Mortal Kombat arcade stick.
Usually every Monday is the day that they put the new games on clearance. So
Let's see what else we got going on. Thor: God of Thunder for 8.99.
that game sucks ass.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I didn't play it. Battlefield Bad Company 2 for 11.69. Not a bad price for it. I think it's like 20 brand new, but Kane Lynch 2 for $12.
That game was kind of fun
That was
actually.
that was fun. That was a great. I can't see myself playing that game single player, but the co-op was really really good.
Yeah, it was short.
I had a lot
It
of
was
good times
fun.
with that. Running around naked.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It's hilarious. Crisis 2 for 11.69.
That's really good. I love that game.
Well,
That almost made my list actually.
yeah, I see. I haven't played that game yet. I just bought it from GameFly actually for around the same price, and
It was one of the best shooters of the year for sure.
yeah, I haven't played it yet, so I'm kind of anxious on that. But what else am I looking at? Mind Jack 11.69. Now, these are also the prices for me because I've been a member of GameFly for God, how long now? Like 5 years.
Forever. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I get like 10% off or something like that. So it may be a little bit more if you guys are going on the website as non-members, but yeah, Mind Jack for 11.69. Not a bad deal, not a great deal, just kind of whatever. Dragon Age Origins for 13.
I like that game.
It's not a bad price for what it is. Hunted, the Demon's Forge for 13. What else are we looking at? Deus Ex Human Revolution, $13.
God, that's such a steal.
Yeah, that is. That's if you haven't played or gotten that game yet, that's definitely something to jump on. That's worth $13 by far. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I don't know if I haven't tried it yet, but $13.
Keep in mind by the time you listen to this, these may be over.
It may be
So
over. Yeah, I mean, we're new to this podcast thing, so it may take us a little while to get this posted and edited and stuff. So, we're what is today? February 29th. It may be March 5th or 6th, and the sale might be over. But just in case we happen to get this out to you guys early enough, definitely check out GameFly regardless. Um, Bulletstorm for 13.49. Dragon Age 2 for 13.49. Just trying to. Oh, Captain America for 13.49.
cool.
That's a steal. I may pick that one up. El Shaddai for 13.49.
El Shaddai was good. I played that this year too.
Yeah. Enslaved for 16.
That's expensive for it. I see it
That
for
is.
like eight and nine all
I
the
got it
time
for
on like
I got it brand
Amazon.
new like a year ago for like 20.
That was a great game.
Oh, it's amazing. I love that game so much. It's still one of my favorite games I think of all time, like in this generation.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I love that game.
The ending was pretty
Ending was
cool.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more expensive on the PS3. It's weird. Splatterhouse, $13.
That game's load times are insane.
I bought it for the 360 recently, and I have not played that one either. I tend to hoard some games and then never play them.
I got pretty far, but the load times just pissed me off.
Yeah. Same thing. Captain America 13. El Shaddai is 13. Enslaved is 16. Demon's Soul 16. That's pretty much it. PS3 is kind of dry as far as like good deals. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, they have a couple 3DS games. Uh, Wii. I have no idea. I didn't really see anything good on the Wii section. So, but yeah, pretty much we're gonna research a little bit more in future episodes. But just to give you a heads up, GameFly is having a decent sale this I think it's like this week only or something like that. But um, yeah, Circus of Values. We're gonna be showing you some good values all around the internet and different stores and stuff like that. So, and then just to close out the show, we have a couple of news stories, and then we'll wrap it up. Um, just a couple of things we found to be interesting. First thing was that the PS Vita surpassed 1.2 million sales worldwide, and
Totally well deserved.
yeah,
I think it's a great system. It's a little expensive. Hopefully, people will support it more than
yeah,
they did the PSP.
PSP, yeah, absolutely,
But yeah, I love it. It's probably my favorite handheld system.
yeah. I I'm
It's
I
I actually forget that I'm playing a handheld. Like I was we ordered pizza the other night and I was waiting in the pizzeria for them to make the food and I got my Vita out and I was playing Uncharted and I just forgot that I was in a pizza parlor. I felt like I was at home playing
yeah.
my PS3. It was just
Graphics are
amazing.
that good.
Oh, it's just yeah, and like the dual sticks, it's just crazy.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, I definitely will pick one up eventually, but it's good to see that it's doing well, like you said, and I hope that hopefully either it sells enough or whatever. Eventually, it'll come price drop or something like that, because that's pretty much what would I think sell me on it was
Yeah,
a little bit cheaper, and I'm waiting on like a portable Yakuza, portable BioShock. I mean, I'm
they're
waiting for
coming. You know they're
yeah,
coming.
of course, and it's just the launch titles just weren't enough for me, and
See, I think the launch is one of the best in history, to be honest.
yeah, see, I don't know. I felt like it was lackluster.
They have something for everybody. You know, they have like a AAA game with Uncharted. They've got racing games. They've got hack and slash games. They've got like an RPG. They've got mini games. They've got everything. They've got
Yeah,
FIFA, they got sports. I mean, they got everything.
yeah, I can see what you're saying. But for me personally, I don't know. I mean, Uncharted.
Compared to like the 3DS launch, I mean, that was like an F.
Yeah, of course,
This is an A, you know.
absolutely.
It's like,
And that played a role too of me not buying a Vita yet, as well as that like I just had gotten my 3DS and there's so many games on the 3DS right now that I want to play and beat and get through that I would probably end up shelving the 3DS
yeah,
unwarranted, like
yeah,
unnecessarily shelving it because the
right.
Vita came out. So I'm just gonna kind of bide my time a little bit, but um, yeah, but definitely good that it's doing well. And then the second news story that we had seen was Sega
So
officially announced an HD remaster of Jet Radio, and they're going
yeah,
to
we're
release
huge
that.
Dreamcast fans, so this
Yeah,
is great news.
absolutely.
They released the Dreamcast collection this past year on the
Yep,
360, and
big fail. That should
it,
have been on a freaking disappointment list.
well, I mean, it just should have had more games. Like
Yeah,
this
they
one
had
should have been
4.
on there, and
I agree with that. Yeah, Crazy
I'm still
Taxi.
waiting for an HD Shenmue. I mean, that would just make my
Oh,
dreams come true.
that'd be so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's gonna be released on Xbox Live, PSN, and on the PC, which I'm assuming that would be like on Steam or one of those kinds of services.
I'll definitely pick that up for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that'll definitely. I mean, unless it's like $15 or $20 or something stupid
Such a
like
great
that,
game.
it should be like a $10 release. You would think.
Yeah,
Um,
probably be like 800 space
800
bucks.
points. Yeah, yeah, 800 fake points.
Yeah.
And then the last one I'll let you cover. We had read a story about Tim Schafer and Ron Gilbert.
Yeah, Tim Schafer and Ron Gilbert and Double Fine, they posted on Kickstarter.com. Kickstarter.com is an organization that lets people personally fund products that they believe in or think can go somewhere. So, just as an experiment, Tim Schafer and Ron Gilbert said that if they reached, I think it was like $400,000 on Kickstarter, they would put it towards a new adventure game. And those of us that grew up playing their games know how amazing their adventure games were. I mean,
Absolutely, yeah.
they were behind some of the best adventure games in history, like Monkey Island and
Hmm.
some of those old Lucas
Day of the
Arts
Tentacle, man.
games. So, pretty much as of this point, they're over $2 million. So
So awesome.
it's a huge, huge deal that they were able to get this much money raised, and um, it's going to be really exciting to see what they do with this money and what kind of game they make.
Yeah.
And it's going to open up the floodgates for the developers to do the same thing, and it's just exciting, like
Something
right
different.
away my head went to, God, what if Sega did this for Shenmue?
Yep.
Like, what if they
Well,
said, like, if we raise $5 million, we'll make Shenmue 3? Like,
yeah, and just have people donate to it,
I
and
would
just
probably put like a grand in there,
I
probably.
I would definitely throw money towards them, and still, I mean, I think if you like donated towards the game, depending on the level you donate, like you should get like a free copy of the game when it comes out or something.
Yeah, I think they are doing that. They're gonna like make a documentary about the making of, and everyone that donates will get like a copy of it. I think they're doing
That'd be
something
cool.
like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And
I
like
don't
you said,
remember exactly
Shenmue,
what they're
yeah.
doing, but yeah, it's something like that.
But I would love to see a remake for Xbox Live of Day of the Tentacle. That'd be that'd be so
I know,
epic,
right? Yeah, I'm
so
surprised it hasn't
epic.
come already. So
Yeah, I mean, we've had both Monkey Islands, or there was 3 Monkey Islands, wasn't there?
there was 4 or 5.
Well, I mean, on the original PC, like the original ones that we played.
Oh yeah, I
I
think
think there was
so.
3,
3.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they only put the first 2 out, which is again surprising. Maybe this summer. They've I think released one every summer the last couple of years.
I don't know.
So, but yeah, so that's really exciting that maybe they'll actually. Some people actually use their brains as developers. Like, well, maybe give some ideas to the people who don't, and maybe we'll start getting some really good quality stuff coming out in the future.
It's just a real cool story for the
It is.
for the industry, and it's good for Kickstarter too, because
Absolutely.
it's given them uh, a lot of buzz as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, and it's it's good to get away from like all the typical BS, like the Maddens and the Halos and the Call of Duties, and you know get back to like some off-center games.
yeah,
So, but yeah, so that's gonna wrap up the news for this segment. We're just gonna hit up a couple of stories that interested us, and that's pretty much gonna wrap up episode 1 of the Cynical Pixel Show. thank you guys for checking us out.
I have a feeling that we rambled like way too much. I think
Um,
nobody's listening to
I'm
this.
I'm sure, I'm sure we probably have about one person left, and it's probably me listening on my iPhone. So,
I think it's better if we have a time limit actually. Maybe
yeah.
we should go back to YouTube.
Well, I mean, we'll see how it
I have to
goes. I
wake up
mean,
in like
if
I have to wake up in like 3 hours. This is
yeah,
not good.
I have to actually be up in like 3 or 4 myself. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, we're obviously a little bit rough on the episode one. I mean, we may have rambled a little bit, and we're probably looking at give or take about an hour and a half or so as far as the length of the episode. But
Jesus.
yeah, I mean, but whatever. If we can get the forums figured out, leave us some comments. Eventually, we'll get an email address set up as well for comments, just so you guys can get a hold of us and let us know how we're doing. If we suck, if we are good, whatever things that you want to hear, let us know, guys. And that's gonna wrap up episode one. So thanks for listening, guys. Stick with us. Hopefully, it'll get better as we go. Till next time, guys. This is Josh.
And Mike,
All right, take care, guys.
late.